Hi, welcome to Taste of Stevie. I'm Chef Joe Ciminera. We got a pretty tasty show coming up for you next. If you like lobsters and all things considered, this is the show for you to watch. Coming up next, recipes that are going to blow your mind. So we're doing lobsters today. We got lobster tails, and we got this thing called a pork slab. This is an unsliced bacon. As you probably have not seen this in the stores, you generally will see it sliced. So we got a couple of things that we're going to invent. So we're calling this a little smoked duck, we're calling this bacon slab, and we're calling this the lobster show. And we're going to put everything together in a pot. Hopefully we got something that's tasty. Now we're going to be talking about some products that we're going to be using in today's show. This is 2O Cutlery. I want to introduce you to a state-of-the-art, high-quality knife. Now, there are plenty of chefs that watch this show, foodies, I mean real foodies, foodies that are real foodies. They're watching this show and they're saying, I'm not using a crappy knife that I got to sharpen every 5 minutes. They're saying to themselves, I want a cutting-edge steel that's not going to rust, that's going to hold the sharpness, hold the blades, got a good look. And what do you have? 2O Cutlery. That's right, my friends. Incredible, incredible product. This is their Fury Phoenix line. Now, it's German steel. Look at this handle on this thing. I mean, this doesn't get any more higher quality than this. I mean, look at this. The whole grip, and I think that's what's really important with a knife. Like if you're a chef and you're using your knife all day long, you want a good grip. This thing has got an awesome grip, and watch how this cuts. I mean, this is just like smooth cut. Right? Beautiful steel, really comfortable to hold. And then we come along to these products too. Now this has got this handy dandy sort of holding case here, this knife set. And we got ourselves a cleaver, right? This is a 6-inch cleaver. And really nice stuff. We'll hack away at just about anything. We got this knife. This is their meat cleaver. And you want to get it between, between bone, cut right through cartilage. This is definitely, it's got a little weight on it. You could separate 2 ribs, rack of ribs and stuff like that. I know nowadays everybody gets this stuff fabricated, but if you want to get a little creative, this is definitely the tool you use. Now we got this is a regular just utility knife, 5-inch utility knife. Could be used for anything, cutting fruits, peeling vegetables, a simple chop, right? My grandmother never used a cutting board ever. She used to use everything like this. Everything was with the hand, and you could use that as well. Cutting open bread, whatever you have here. Now this is always my favorite. This is a 7-inch. It's off-centered, off-steel, offset. And it's really good because it's got these grooves here, so if you're cutting like potatoes or something like that, something that's very dense, your knife is not going to stick through it. This allows for the air to get into and help cut. The 2O Fury Phoenix series has been selected as one of the world's best kitchen knives by many organizations around the world. The blade is made of high-carbon German steel with state-of-the-art manufacturing and technology. It's not only incredibly razor sharp, but also holding the edge very well and easy to maintain. The hand polish edge is a 12-16 degree per side, precisely tempered and strained resistance. The full tang handle is made of composition high-density paca wood. The Fury Phoenix wooden block knife sets are available 2 handle colors. Now, I could talk about knives all day, folks, and this could be a very long show talking about knives, but the quality is interesting. Now, listen to this. Now that, my friends, is a kitchen sear. This is some powerful, powerful stuff. Check it out. You want lobster tails in minutes? That's it. This baby will open it up right away, and incredible. So, you know, you can use this for cutting anything from chicken bones to delicate things, rolls right through lobster stuff. Really, this utility sears are going to be a great accompaniment for your for anything that you're doing in the kitchen. It's got a great quality handle. And you know what I like about this too? Because these things are so dangerous, right? You never know, you can get a kid playing. Look at this thing. It's got a lock here. I like it. It fits here perfectly. This series is really incredible. It doesn't stop here, right? So let's put some of this stuff back and talk about what other knives we got going on here, folks. Because I'm really knife excited. And when I get knife excited, I start to have these dreams that someday somebody else is going to cook for me. Talking about some of the other knives we have here, since we're on this line, I'm going to show you this other knife here. You know, there's companies from 1997. This is another meat cleaver, right? Same one that we've seen before. Look at the packaging with this thing too. And these knives deserve a packaging like this. They're so good. We're going to close that baby up. This is another knife. This is a really beautiful, like this is Japanese at its best. The color of this handle, the craftsmanship. This is their 2.0 Peacock line. It's an 8-inch chef's knife. Man, this is what you use to get yourself some great, precise cutting. We're going to put that back on there like that. This is definitely one of my favorite. One of my favorite. Now, let's start cooking. All right, now we're going to get started on some of the dishes that we have here. We obviously have some lobsters. Now, when you're talking about lobsters, you can talk about any lobsters you want. Spiny rock lobster, lobster tails, whole lobster meat, etc. All together combined, my friends, you got yourself a good lobster dish. Now, you can go through the painstaking process of doing what I did before, which is not really that painstaking, but it's a pain in the neck. You cut the top bit, you open it up, etc. What I'm going to do is actually cut the lobster tails in half. And I'm going to show you a way that with some butter, some turmeric, some allspice, this is whole allspice right here, and some other things here, we can create some incredible flavors, and all the dry herbs and everything, all the butter actually sits on one side of the lobster and it gets absorbed through the meat. So don't ever cook your lobster in water, boiling water. When I see that, I just cringe. Cook it in clarified butter. Cook it the way I'm going to show you now. But there are so much better ways to actually get good quality lobsters and not have to worry about that it's tough, right? When people say, oh, the lobster tail was tough, I say, well, you know what? It wasn't that the lobster tail was tough. You just didn't cook it right, 9 out of 10 times. So let's get started. We got ourselves a hot pan. This is the skillet here. What we're going to do right away is add a little bit of fat to this dish. And you guessed it, we're going to be using some butter today. Now, we're going to put that in the pan, and what I want to do is I want to render some of this duck. This smoked duck breast is here. This is Mike, food stylist here, Taste This TV. Now, Mike is an incredible chef. You've seen him on Food Network and everything else. This duck's amazing. What do you think about it?
I think it's beautiful. What I did is I put it under a smoke for a few hours, got it tenderized, we rendered the fat, and it just smoked over some applewood.
Incredible job. I mean, incredible job, incredible product. Really's got an incredible smell off this. Mike actually made a lentil soup back there that was to die for. You used this in pancetta, right?
I sure did, yes.
Unbelievable. Any last minute words for anybody at home? What was the bet? What would you use this for?
What I would do with any of this stuff is I would use it for a stock. You could pull it and make any type of stock with it. You can add any flavor into any type of dish you do, whether it be a salad, whether you're doing something with like a balsamic. I mean, it's just a beautiful rendition.
Really good job. So yeah, we're going to combine the lobsters here with the duck, and I'm going to call you to eat. Thanks, brother. Always a pleasure. All right, so we're going to add the duck in here. And we're going to let that cook. Just like Mike said, you're going to get a lot of flavor out of there. Throw in some carrots with some sweet flavor. Next, what we're going to do is take our, I'm going to use our offset knife. This is a 7-inch knife. And we're going to take the lobsters and cut down completely. And see, this is what I want. I want it exposed. We're not taking it out of the shell yet. You'll take it out of the shell after after the lobster's absorbed everything. So we want to go nice and slow with this whole process. First is rendering, and I'm going to show you some bacon we got there. So very carefully, just cut through the lobster tail right in half. And this is the way I cook my stuff. Let me tell you something. We cook it right. We don't play around. We're doing things the right way. And you know what the right way is? When there's no rules. That's what I like. Anytime someone's going left with cooking, I'm going right. And that's just the way we eat here. All right, this is really smelling good. If you were here, you would love this. We got the smell of this duck really coming together perfectly. It's rendering, and all that wonderful fat is seeping down to the bottom. All right, now let me show you what we got here. We got our lobster tail. And what we're gonna do is clean up this board a little bit. We're gonna bring this slab of bacon. These are my friends at Newski Bacon. Very good friends of mine. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna slice this bacon. And this is just an unsliced piece of bacon, right? You get this, this is smoked, so it's fully cooked. And we're gonna make like what they call lardons, which is just a fancy way of saying small cut up pieces of bacon in there. We're also gonna render this. As you notice, the duck doesn't, except for the fat cap, the duck doesn't have, too much fat at all. And this knife, man, is just whizzing through this. Okay, take this, put it right in like that. Now right away, that fat is gonna be released and create a really nice oil here, folks, that we're gonna like so very much. We're gonna throw some more butter in there to help it. You always need a little help there. Now we're gonna move this thing around. Stir that around. This is looking really good here. And again, you notice how I'm not really on a really high temperature. I want to try to control this cooking here, because you can turn the flavor from a nice smoky pork duck flavor to a burnt disaster mess, and that's not what I'm looking to achieve here. So we're going to leave it nice and low. Now I'm pushing all of the pork and duck to the side. See how I'm doing that? Now I'm going to create the bottom of this pan. A couple of real important things we need here. A little bit of carrot around the side, a little celery, and it goes around the sides of the pan because I don't want anything in the middle there, and I'll show you exactly what we're going to be doing now. We're taking another piece of butter. All right, we're putting the butter everywhere. Okay, we're taking a little bit of curry, putting the curry down in there like that, making sure that the butter's there so the curry does not burn. That's very important. Now we have this whole allspice. If you've never used this before, you're at a huge disadvantage, okay? You're gonna throw that in there. Now I'm leaving it on one side, folks, because I don't suggest you bite down on this, okay? This is just for flavor. So we're gonna be leaving all that whole allspice off to the side, because you bite down on that, you'll be going to the dentist. Now, we take our lobster. I don't know if we're gonna fit all of them, but that's fine. Throw it right down in there. The smell that you get off of this is really super incredible. Awesome. And guess what? You guessed it, more butter. Right, it's definitely a butter type of dish, and I'm going to show you what this looks like in just a little bit, but the fat is very, 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 very important to this dish. Otherwise, you're going to burn the spices, it's going to come to a different flavor, and the you know, the lobster's just gonna taste like garbage. Okay, we got a little bit of white wine here. We're not gonna do anything with that yet. We got some of these breadcrumbs Mike made in the back. Okay, we're gonna stick that plate there. Now I'm just gonna lift up one of these lobster tails just to show you kind of what I'm thinking of. But if you look closely here, you're gonna start to see the lobster changing color. That's what we're looking at. See that? We're not even done yet, but we're looking really good. Okay? Now, what we're gonna do is, once we think that this lobster is fully cooked, and I don't necessarily like to overcook a lobster, so I'll tell you what we're gonna do with this baby. We're gonna take this incredible breadcrumbs that have some pancetta in there as well, and we're just gonna line the bottom of this. I'll show you where we're going with this. And you can see, very colorful, nice balance of flavors. Looks incredible. All right, I'm gonna put that off to the side. We got another minute, so what we're gonna do is just put a little bit of garnish here, give a little green color. My microgreens didn't come in today, so I'm just using this. How dare they not come in? How dare they? How dare they? Okay, I'm gonna put that in like that. Now we're ready to take this lobster off. So if you take the first lobster, which is very, very hot, you see what I'm talking about there? That's exactly what I'm talking about. You see the flavor of the actual curry remains on the lobster. And that's what I want. I don't want any other bull crap on that thing messing my day up. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this and you're gonna say to yourself, wow, this is pretty easy. I don't have to battle through a lobster. My lobster's always gonna be cooked perfectly. Okay, but we're not finished, because watch what happens here, folks. Watch what happens here. All right, now, we talked about this stuff that we had, right? The whole allspice thing. We're taking that out. I don't want anybody breaking a tooth. But man, the flavor that is left behind with this thing is gonna drive you absolutely mad. A little bit of wine, a little bit, just a little bit. We're deglazing here, that's all we're doing. Shake the baby up. And what we're gonna do is throw some of this right on top. And I want those juices. Very important to have those juices from the lobster. You know, a little sauce wouldn't be so bad either. Right on top of that. All right, this, my friends, is the incredible curry lobster. The incredible curry lobster that won't quit. It'll love you. Look, let's not forget our incredible 2-0 cutlery knives here. Check them out. They're an intricate part of this show from now on, I can guarantee that. Thank you for joining this fun-filled episode of Taste This TV, where we got lobsters, we got some incredible cooking knives in back of me, and we got ourselves a party. There are no rules in cooking. Taste this.